Intel and Apple, two tech giants. In the early 2000s, Intel's processors were the heart of Apple's sleek, powerful computers. It was a match made in Silicon Valley heaven. Intel brought the muscle, Apple brought the magic. But like many great partnerships, this one hit a rough patch. And that rough patch? It changed the tech world forever. Buckle up, folks. This is the story of Intel's costly mistake and how it paved the way for Apple to create its own revolutionary processors. To get the full picture, we need to rewind to the early 2000s. Intel's processors were the engine behind Apple's Macs. The two companies were like peanut butter and jelly. Apple's design and user experience, paired with Intel's power and performance, were unbeatable. MacBooks, iMacs, they all thrived because of this duo. But here's the thing with tech, it's never smooth sailing. Beneath the surface, tensions were brewing. The tech world was changing fast, and so were the demands and expectations. Fast forward to the mid-2010s. Apple was pushing the envelope, as always, and they approached Intel with some big demands for their new processors. Intel, bogged down by internal issues and other priorities, hesitated. They didn't think they needed to bend to Apple's will. And just like that, the deal fell through. Apple was left hanging. This was a monumental misstep for Intel. Internal delays, strategic indecision, and a failure to see the big picture. It all came together in a perfect storm. The opportunity to keep Apple's business, gone. Now, here's where the story takes a turn. Apple, facing a challenge, did what they do best. They innovated. They decided to create their own processors. Enter the A-series chips. These chips, tailor-made for Apple's needs, were a game changer. The A4 chip in the iPhone 4 was just the beginning. But Apple didn't stop there. In 2020, they dropped a bombshell, the M1 chip, an ARM-based processor that blew everything else out of the water. Performance, battery life, integration, the M1 had it all. And financially, Apple saved over $2 billion by ditching Intel's processors. That's what you call a slam dunk. Apple's move to in-house chips was revolutionary. The M1 allowed for seamless integration between hardware and software, better battery life, and unparalleled performance. Apple's devices left the competition in the dust, and Intel was suddenly playing catch-up. The ripple effect of Apple's M1 chip was massive. Competitors scrambled to keep up. Intel, realizing the gravity of their mistake, tried to innovate and regain their footing. But Apple's lead was just too big. Intel's attempts to break into mobile processors were too little, too late. Apple's dominance with its custom-designed chips was clear. The industry had shifted, and Intel was left in a precarious position. This wasn't just a business loss. It was a strategic blunder that echoed throughout the tech world. So, what can we take away from Intel's costly mistake? It's a lesson in adaptability and foresight. In tech, you've got to stay ahead of the curve, listen to your partners, and be willing to take risks. Intel's hesitation cost them dearly. Had Intel recognized Apple's potential and met their demands, the tech landscape might look very different today. This story is a powerful reminder that even giants can fall victim to their own strategic missteps. In the end, Intel's costly mistake didn't just alter their own path, it reshaped the entire tech industry. Apple's decision to develop their own processors set new standards and showcased the power of innovation. As we reflect on this story, let's remember the lessons it offers for the future of business and technology. Thanks for watching this episode of Cautionary Tales. Stay tuned for our next video, where we dive into another fascinating story of ambition, innovation, and the unexpected consequences of corporate decisions.